Hey folks, Phil B-Man here. Going to talk a little bit about part of splitting hives that often doesn't get caught on video, at least for myself. A couple reasons. One is you're doing it by yourself on the evening. There's no one to stand around and grab the camera, and so I've got it sitting up on a on a prop tonight. And secondly, timing is kind of critical here. So when it's going is good, you want to get going. So I'm just a minute or two ahead of schedule, so I'm going to take a minute and walk you through this. So these are hives where we were here earlier a couple days ago, and we prepped them, which meant getting brood on the stronger hives, shaking the bees off, getting it above a queen excluder, and sometimes that meant on stronger hives that we're basically nuking out. We're going to trying to equalize almost every hive to about 3.5 to 4 frames of brood. So if we had tons of brood, and in some cases you can tell this hive was doubled up earlier, so it was a 2-story with queens going in both, so we had enough brood to make a third. The hive next door was a single, and we were able to split the brood into 2 batches, about 3 frames of full frames of brood in each, and get the queen down. Either we found her or we just shook the bees off so that everything that went above the excluder didn't have the queen because it had no bees, and then the bees repopulated through the queen excluder, so we have the queen confined to the bottom. And now we can take this split. And what I'm doing, and this is a nuance often missed by newer beekeepers, is critical part of the split is we're taking these hives to a new site. And when they wake up in the morning, nothing will be familiar. They'll reorientate to a new hive location. If I took this top box and put it, on the pallet next to it, those bees would return to its parent hive, abandoning the brood, which would then perish without the care and clustering that it needs. So when you see people talking about making splits, getting ready to make splits, part of what they're not showing, more for convenience, maybe it, at least for myself, seemed obvious until I was talking to a beekeeper at the market yesterday who mentioned, yeah, how exactly do you do that? And I'm like, okay, the step you're missing is we are moving those colonies after we do it. So I'll just do just a couple minutes of showing you what that looks like. We're about an hour from sunset here, but it has clouded over, so the bees, although flying, the flight is tapering off quickly. I'm confident I won't lose enough bees out of the hives I'm taking to be significant, and any bees that get left behind will return to their original site. It's a little bit different when you're moving all of your hives out of a site. You want to wait till the last flight is done, or you leave those bees behind. And if you misjudge that, it's just surprising how many. I've sometimes, lost patience and moved 10 minutes early, and you come back the next day, and the one bare patch of ground or something that attracted the bees coming home from the field, it can be enough for a hive. So timing is critical, but in this case, because we are leaving the parent colonies behind, no bees are going to be homeless as a result of this operation. Okay, let's go. So when we were here, we pre-marked everything, so the lid indicates, does it have a queen, does it not? And in this hive, we had two queen colony. We took brood out of both to make a third. So this one has no queen, and this one does. I use the sign Q plus or queen plus or queen positive. This one marked on the lid as having no queen. So I would put on the lid NQ for that. So we smoke them. Pretty important that defensive force is neutralized. I like to leave the smoker in front. A little bit of smoke will waft over these boxes as I proceed. And it goes on a new pallet. This queen excluder you set aside. Okay, transfer that mark to here. The bottom one, I'll leave that queen excluder there. And that helps me remember what happened here. I'm short one lid, so I'm using an oddball here, and that's okay. Okay, so these colonies are staying here. Those colonies, the new ones, the other, the better halves, maybe we hope will get moved to a new site. They will orientate. I'm not crazy about working them the very next day after being moved. Well, but I've got fresh queens coming in Wednesday, sometime probably ready for use till Thursday morning. So I'm trying to have 200 queenless colonies ready to accept queens by the end of the week. And we'll proceed adding those queens, starting with the ones done first. So we leave them, I like to leave them at least 24 hours, maybe a bit more queenless. So that was exciting, just about A to B there. All right, so that's when people talk about making splits. In a commercial scale operation, it almost involves, in every case, moving part of the hive to an entirely new location. There are some workarounds. If you have like a real stretch of bad weather and you did this job before the weather broke again, you'd probably get most of the bees to stay with the new hive if you split it in the same location. And if you're you're a backyard beekeeper and you only got a few hives and you're not interested in driving all over the country, try to work out something where you could put a hive somewhere for a couple days, a week. The bees reorientate fairly quickly. So, I mean, partly they just age out. The bees that would remember your backyard aren't going to be in that hive in a month. They'll be dead. So you could move somewhere very temporarily with the plan to come back again.